Silver is winning bigly, beating gold into the dust, and I share the dumbest bet I've ever made. Use the time codes below to go to your favorite part right away if you're watching this on the replay, but if you're watching this live, you get to share everything we do before, in the middle, and afterwards at Good Morning Stackers, your week daily live show all about gold, silver, platinum, bullion, economy stuff. My name is Joe Main. I've worked in the industry for 11 years here in Australia, been a stacker for even longer than that. In the first minute of the show, we do the Synchronised Slurp. That is where you grab a tasty beverage, and I don't care what it is, but the rule is you have to do an audible slurp, and we use the honor system here at the GMS family. Like, share, and subscribe. Again, use the time codes below. You want to skip all this stuff. But in the next 3, 4, 5 seconds, we'll do the synchronized slurp. Grab your tasty beverage. 3, 2, 1. Oh, what a great day. Man, I made a dumb bet. What a dumb bet. We'll go to that. Let's do some quick shout outs. How it works here at Good Morning Stackers is you join the family, like, share, subscribe. And speaking of subscribers, 219 subscribers now. So welcome. It's like 30 to 40 new subscribers over the weekend because silver's been pumping. I posted a couple of things, shared it around, etc. So welcome to all the new subscribers. Welcome from wherever you are within the world. And so a big shout out to you guys. You even get let's give you a DJ air horn. DJ Ahern, boom, boom, boom. Welcome to all the new subscribers. So make them feel welcome in the chat, of course. Now, do your shout outs, get your GMSs in. We'll do some quick shout outs. Then we'll do, we're going to look at the gold to silver ratio today because silver is smashing gold. So beating it into the dust. And then we'll do all that other stuff that we do. So let's do some quick shout outs, but welcome to all the new subscribers. So I hope you're loving the show so far. Let's see. We've got a few people. What's this? Pete Repeat says, hi, all GMS. Black Coal says, now Black Coal said this before, GMS, I can't listen in today as I have work, but looking forward to the replay later. What's this work thing? I don't understand. What do you do? You think you get paid money for it? When you do something you love, you don't work a day in your life. Tony Peterson is in the house. You're part of this topic coming up later on today, Tony. Work, I believe that is the activity we participate in when we're not sleeping. That's true. Collect Silver. Hey, Collect Silver. First time on the show live. Great to see you. I think you are a first timer. Welcome. Hi there. Looking forward to the show. Fantastic. Good. I'm loving your work. That's awesome. It is awesome. Alan G says, nice to be able to slurp with you in real time today. Welcome, Alan. Usually I need to drop in for a few minutes or watch the replay later on. Well, if you're joining us for the whole show, what a show it's going to be. And Mark says GMS. Looks like the shout-outs. Now, of course, I've got to do some extra shout-outs as well. If Ricky from Perth Bullion Exchange is in the house, if he's watching live or anything, or if he can send me a message, tell me what today's special is going to be. But I'll just share the screen. And, of course, this is brought to you by my brand partner, which is Perth Bullion Exchange. They are the latest and newest, Australia's newest and most competitive, most definitely the most competitive bullion dealer in Australia. Why? The first bullion, well, a whole bunch of reasons. What's the word I'm looking for? Product range. Product range. Their prices are ridiculous. I don't think you can find a better deal on almost anything. If it's gettable in Australia, you won't be able to find a better deal on it. Plus all the other stuff that is either gettable from other businesses. I think basically the lowest prices as far as I'm aware. But free shipping. Australia's first dealer to offer free shipping on all discount volumes. Now the people, all the new subscribers from the weekend, if you're in Australia, you can purchase from Perth Bullion Exchange at perthbullion.com.au. If you're not in Australia, Perth Bullion Exchange does not ship internationally. They don't sell to international dealers, international people, as of yet. And that might not be for a while, but who knows. But if you're in Australia and you can pay with Australian dollars and you have an Australian address, residential or postal address, blah, 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 free shipping, buying over certain amounts. So again, if you want to check, what you can do is you can go to perthbullion.com.au, type in special at the top here, and then search, and then if it comes up, so just today's special isn't up yet because don't forget they're in Perth, right? So it's 8 a.m. their time. So, Ricky's got to get in, have a coffee and blah, 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 and do all that stuff and get the special up. But that special will be up today because they're doing 30 days of specials because they launched their business at the start of May. So 30 days, 30 specials, and then there'll be more and more going on over there. I want you to head over to their YouTube channel as well, but I'll plug that a little bit later. So that is Perth Bullion, and I'll come back to some shout outs, and then we're going to start the topics. First we'll look at gold, silver, and platinum, gold to silver ratio in particular, because it's beating gold into the dust, silver is. And then Mark will do that, and some more shout outs as well. And of course, I've got to shout myself out as well. So if you go to Instagram.com/It's Joe Main, Instagram.com/It's Joe Main. Why? Because I build businesses' YouTube channels to build their customer base. So I'm actually using this. This is what I've been doing for many, many years in the bullion industry. I'm also using this show as a bit of a proof of concept as well. So if you have a business or you know anyone else that has a business that can benefit from launching and or growing a YouTube channel, other social media presence. I help people with Instagram and Facebook and stuff as well, but I focus on YouTube because it's such a powerful tool for businesses to grow their customer base. So if you have a business, someone has a business, and you've seen what I've been able to do with Bullion Now's channel, with Ainslie's channel. I helped revitalize theirs. I launched and grew Bullion Now's channel. I was the first employee, and all that stuff that you've seen on Bullion Now's channel, that was me, man. Of course, help with all the other stuff, and everyone was a combination, but it was me in the beginning, and with all the strategies that I implemented and all that, and I can do it for you too. And it doesn't matter. You don't have to have a bullion business. It could be any kind of business. And I've got clients in other business areas. So if you want to learn more from me, I've got free content. Head over to the Instagram channel, free content, but then send me a message, and then we can work together. It will cost you money because I'm a dirty capitalist. Sorry. So we'll do those are the shout outs and the plugs. And Desi says, hey everyone, some great PM action lately. Oh yeah, we'll be talking about that in about 15 seconds. And Desi says, hi to Tony. I love that the GMS family talks to each other. So join the family, join the GMS family, hit the big red subscribe button. Join this winning team. We are an absolute winning team. It's all about winning today. Winning, winning, winning. So if you want to join the winning team, 219 subscribers now, a whole bunch more than Friday. And this is only the 5th week of the show. All right, stop talking, Joe. Let's get onto it. So let's talk about silver beating gold into the dust. You've hit the time code because you want to skip all that other stuff. Don't know why you would. But let's go to gold. Share the screen. That is, of course, Perth Bullion Exchange. That was a quick plug before. Let's take a look at... we'll do the gold to silver ratio because I was talking about that. So here's we are. Here's we are. Oh my god. Here we are, the gold to silver ratio. And I did post this on the... I posted this on the Gold and Silver Stackers Australia Facebook forum. If you're not a member of it, you should be if you're a stacker in Australia. It is a private group, but it's free to join. Silver currently beating gold into the dust. A test of 1 to 75 is likely. That's right there. We'll take a look at that in a second. And may see the support. Watch for resistance at 80. Breaking down through 75 takes us to 70. And below that, the ground is the limit, I reckon. So let's take a look. What am I talking about? So last time we did the gold to silver ratio sometime last week. We hadn't broken the 80 level. I was talking about this level of 80. Let me go back maybe to the monthly so you can really see this on the macro time frame, particularly if you've never seen the gold to silver ratio before and you're a new subscriber. Of course, the gold to silver ratio measuring gold performing against silver or silver performing against gold. As this number goes up, gold is outperforming silver. As this number goes down, silver is outperforming gold. We, of course, saw the big move in gold when silver had its peak, and then gold had, really outshone, in that time, that March 2020 time. What happened then? And then since then, silver really has been taking center stage. It's been going up and down as it does, but just recently, look at this. Excuse me. This is how you know it's live, because, burping and sniffing and all that. The gold to silver ratio, the silver has been outperforming gold. So gold to silver ratio dropping like a stone in the last month in particular. May has been great for silver. So we were hovering around that 80 level. I was suggesting that 80 absolutely had to hold, and if it didn't, if it broke and closed the month or closed a week below, in particular a week below 80, then we'd head down further. So we've certainly seen that. And this next support level I've been talking about is 75. So that's the next support level. I think we'll see a touch of it. Let's take a look on the daily time frame, having a bit of an up day. So gold is outperforming silver today. And, you know, of course, it goes up and down after such a huge move in the last few days. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think technically 5 red days. So silver outperforming gold for 5 days in a row. Gold's got to take center stage a little bit. So I do think, though, we will have an eventual test. It could be just a spike down, but watch for support at that 75 level right there. Now, what I'll get you to take note of down here, we are actually already, interestingly, on the daily time frame, we're in, technically, normally I would call that oversold, but what I have to say is that is undervalued because we're using a ratio rather than fiat denomination. You would say right now gold is already in the extremely undervalued range within the relative strength index on the daily time frame. So if we take a look on the 4 hourly as well, it's been there for a little bit now, so it will bounce back. So gold, I'm probably expecting gold to have a bit of a test, and I would say it's probably going to retest this 80 level here or somewhere to this trend line right here. But I'm going to say, sorry, I won't move this around too much. Sorry, gang, let me do that. Some people don't like it when I move the lines around too much. But probably a test of this 80 level anywhere to this downtrend line. So anywhere in here, because we are, again, extremely undervalued on the 4-hour time frame, and we're extremely undervalued already in that territory on the daily time frame. So if we did have a test here, it's not surprising. Okay, but I am expecting, and I could be wrong, but I am expecting a test of 75 to happen soon. Let's take a look on the weekly. See, now this is the weekly though, so have a look at this. Again, you could certainly have a couple of weeks or 1 week, 2 weeks where gold, heads back up again. It outperforms silver, but gee, I think we've got to come down to this level of 75 at least to test it. And if that is taken out eventually, and it could be a number of weeks, number of months even, might not happen at all. But if it does, if we break this and we close the week, any week below 75, I'd say then the next big level here is 70 right here. Now I just want to show you the relative strength index as well, because we are still on very much on a downward spiral for the relative strength index on the weekly time frame for the gold to silver ratio. So definite room to move down further, in my humble opinion. Doesn't mean it's going to happen. No, but just watch for that 75 level right there. That's very key for me. And we were talking about this 70 level below 70, and let's pop it on the monthly time frame. So here's gold to silver ratio on the monthly. I'll try and keep this as level as I can, not to moving it around too much. Right there. It's definitely on the downward spiral as well. It's on the downward direction on the monthly, which suggests quite likely, or I would say more than a 50% chance. Let me put it that way. More than 50% chance that we break the 75 level and that we head down to at least the 70 level, I think. And let's blue sky think for a second. What happens if silver just completely continues to smash gold into the dust? And it's just going to be this lengthy move all the way back down to extremely undervalued for gold on the monthly time frame. How low can we go? So what I would take a look at is this area here at the 50 level, right at the halfway point. Can you see where it's been a pretty clear area of support for a while, particularly there? And I'll show you right here. And we're going to take a look at the individual prices of gold, silver, and platinum very quickly as well. But I just really want to show you this gold to silver ratio first. Then we're going to be talking about the dumbest bet I've ever made. Again, use the time codes below. But let's take a look at the last time that we had a major dip in silver in terms of its dip in the gold to silver ratio. So it's a major outperforming of gold. And this is back in November of 2008. And then all the way to the peak of silver of that $50 mark. That's back in that March time frame of 2011. So if we have a look at the percentage drop. So this is how much silver outperformed gold. It outperformed at 60% in that time, from its peak to its trough down here, so where gold was becoming highly undervalued, a 60% move. If we do that with the similar move here, this is where we had what happened in March of 2020. We all know that's where gold went absolutely through the roof and silver didn't follow as quickly, so you saw the gold to silver ratio jump like that. A 60% move from here, and it doesn't always work like this, but if we were to do a similar move, what do you know? A 60% move comes down to roughly the 50 mark. So the halfway mark, really. So between here, and I do think that's a key level. So I would imagine if we do see over, and I'm talking months and months and months and months, and I'm talking this wouldn't happen until I would say around about no earlier than say December this year, but more likely say your February, March kind of time frame. If silver just smacks it, and I'd say definitely no earlier, could take way later, but if we just see silver smashing gold, then around about that February, March time frame, that's where you would start to see this go into extremely undervalued for gold. So silver is outperforming and gold starts to become really undervalued. And when that happens, just like here, there is always a spring back. It always happens. So gold has its time in the sun and silver has its time in the sun, and they just go like this. But that halfway point at 50, I think, is a key level. Now, many people are talking about, of course, lower levels than that, the levels that it comes out of the ground at a 1 to 8 ratio. I saw someone on Facebook the other day, I think it was earlier today actually, or Reddit, I think it was, talk about the 1 to 15 ratio, but we're talking all the way down here. I don't think we're anywhere near that just yet. It would take a number of months, or it would take years for that to play out, unless silver, for some reason, we're in some kind of event where people have a major awakening to silver. But just look for that 50 level. That's just a very key one. So that is the gold to silver ratio. Watch out for that 80 level right there to be resistance, which I think it probably will be. And we've talked about the rest. So a couple of quick comments. Let's go through gold to silver ratio. Then we'll go to gold, silver, platinum. And then to talk about the dumbest bet I've ever made in my entire life with someone on this channel, which most of you already know about. So Mark, Florida man is in the house. Florida man, he's here. Question. I might come back to that. What is your take on this silver pricing if somewhat related to the China inventory drop? This is why I love this live show, because I have no idea what you're talking about. So I didn't check up on the news this morning before I started the show. So tell me more, or else I will double check it. And then I'll give a comment maybe tomorrow. So on the China inventory drop. So if you say an inventory drop, their gold inventory has dropped. So they've sold some, have they? Or they've just their holdings have gone down? Let me know what you mean. Good morning, says David Williams. G'day, mate. And of course, Tony Pearson says GMS. And excellent. So let's go to the price of gold right now. Let's go take a look. Here we are with the gold price, $2,417 US. We're using the tradingview.com website. So let me show you here. I'll just lower that to relative strength index, and I'm going to pop in a little. This is on the monthly. I'll pop in a little bit quicker, a little bit closer right here, because I still do have that Fibonacci drawn in from this high and this low. We had been talking about the level of 2400, and 2400 was a level of resistance, which we thought that was at the 0.786 Fibonacci from this high and this low. And we did find that resistance right here on Thursday, Friday, I think it was. And we were talking about 2400 being a level I need to see final hurdle for new all-time highs. It needs to rise above and close above on the daily, at least for me to say, oh, new all-time highs are coming really soon. And so I'm going to stick with that call. So now I think it's confirmed that we are going to see new all-time highs in gold sooner, like really soon. I'm talking in days and possibly even this week. But we're not talking months and months from now, because I do find personally, unless it's a double top, but I don't think it is, So I can always be wrong, but usually I find here the 0.786 or the 0.618 to be the dead cap bounce area where you have a big peak and then it goes down and then it has it's a fake and then it fakes you out and it keeps going down. But it's broken above and held above that level of that 2400. So that says to me, look, we're probably going to be smashing through that 2430 US dollar area sooner rather than months and months and months from now. Excuse me, I'm about to burp, but that's life. Excuse me. So I think that's coming really soon. Just watch for the support level here at 2400. You want that to hold, breaking below, I would say anything below the 2370 level, and then potentially we're heading lower, but just watch for that 2400 is preferably what I want to see. The next level for me moving higher, because we might as well talk about moving higher for now, I'm going to keep it here. I'm going to remove that for the moment. Fibonacci, hide it, yeah. So I'm going to keep for now a little interim high, and it sounds weird. I'm going to keep it here at the top of this box right here at 2,470 US dollars. I'm going to keep that in there for now, and I'll pop this on the weekly. There we go, right there. Can you see that? I've had this box drawn in for a while, 2,350 to 2,470. I will keep that as an area of resistance. Will it be a major area? Maybe not, but I think it will be some kind of area of resistance. Why? Because it is a key Fibonacci level. So that's why I'm keeping it. It's a key fib from one of these really old, and I won't pop it in because I don't think I have it, but it's from one of these really old highs and really old lows. So I find those to be quite significant still, and I find Fibonacci to be very predictive for gold and silver, so that's why I am keeping it in. So 2470, look for an area of resistance there. Happy to be completely wrong. If we break 2470, then I will take a look at the next levels, but we're not there yet. So just watch for 2470 for me on gold, and I've given you my lower levels. That's gold, man. That's gold. So let's take a look at silver. Let's take a look at the silver price right now. $31.40 US cents. Get out of the way. I don't need to see you. I'll put you down there. 31.40. On the daily time frame, we've opened the day and the new week down a little bit, but also be careful of the fake outs. You can very much see that on the start of new days, the start of new weeks, and the start of new months. The start of new major time periods doesn't always do it, but you can sometimes see a fake out where it goes in one direction. You think, oh, that's it, we're done, we're heading down, and then it fakes you out and goes the opposite direction. Or similarly, we're still going, we're going up in the first hour, the first day, the first new week in particular, a new month, and then it fakes you out and goes in the opposite direction. So just do keep that in mind. I would just want to see, of course, the final hurdle, which we broke through over the close of business last week at 31 US dollars. I posted this everywhere. I posted on the Gold Silver Stackers Australia group. I posted on a video on YouTube. That's had some great views. I posted on the Reddit forums as well. They've had some great engagement too, because it has been my final hurdle to say that we are 100% in a bull market for silver. It's great to see it close on the weekly, as I said in that video. I just do need to see it close on the monthly because we've been faked out before. We've been faked out from $26 level many, many times. This infamous 26 where it flirts with it back here as well. On the weekly here, it just flirted with it, and it's just, it hasn't pulled through until here. So look, 26, no, 26, no, 26, no. Oh, yes, it did. So now we're here. So hopefully this $31 level isn't going to do the same thing. But I really need to see it close on the monthly. So month for May, and I did say this in the video, I really don't want to see it spike to here and then close the month of May down anywhere below 31, because then I'd be, we're back to 99%. But so far I'm at 100%. We've just got to see that close above. Closing above for May though, oh man, if we close the month of May above here, I'm saying done, in my humble opinion. And I could potentially be wrong. But let's talk about the next levels, just in case this is the final hurdle and it's done and dusted. The next hurdle for me, not the hurdle, but the next level of resistance, I would say, would be this little Fibonacci level here of the $38 level. And that is, have I drawn that in? Can I put that back? Where's my rectangular box? No. Did I get rid of it? My 37 to 40 mark? Moving average? Nope. Visible range volume? No. Fib retracement? No. Oh, I got rid of it. Okay, so my 37 to 40 purple box has been drawn in here for a very long time. I got rid of it for some reason. Don't know why, but I'll draw that back in. 37 to 40 US dollars is that area that I've been saying might be a place that we top out in USD for 2024. I'm going to stick with that for the moment. But this area here of 38.50, it's a key Fibonacci level, so watch for that. If we just sail through that, the next level is obviously the previous all-time high, and then we'll talk about that, the next levels when we get there. And I think it's a matter of when and not a matter of if. I will just notice you, I will caution you on the 4-hourly time frame. On the relative strength index down here, we are in extremely overbought. So again, if we do see a few red days, and even if we do spike below the 31, at least as long as we close above it on the monthly time frame, don't be surprised if we go lower now, because we are in extremely overbought territory on a couple of time frames, particularly the 1-hour time frame right there. That looks like it's ticking over a bit. Potentially, you can still spend a bit of time there, but just know that looks like the peak for me, at least on the hourly time frame. You wouldn't normally see a peak above there. It's usually not going to happen on the hourly. You might see a double top or coming close to. So it could have a tiny little spike above to say 31.80, 32 maybe. But I think that's a little peak for the moment, at least on the hourly time frame, because we will come back down. So I am expecting, at bare minimum, a test of the $31 level. Could go below on the 4-hourly. We are extremely overbought as well on the daily. We're in overbought territory, but you can spend a lot of time on the daily. So that's why maybe on the hourly time frame, look for a little bit of a dip. On the daily, we've just headed back into extremely overbought, so you can spend a lot of time there. And on the weekly, we've just moved back into extremely overbought on the weekly time frame on the relative strength index down there. So you can spend a hell of a lot of time in the weekly. Look at this, for example. So a lot of time. And of course, the monthly, we're not even there yet. So on the monthly, we've got way room to move. So just watch today and maybe the next 24 hours. Watch for a potential little dip. Could that be an area where you decide to dollar cost average or to buy a little more? That is up to you, of course. So that is silver. I would say just watch that level. And if we do dip below, I'll pop a little mark here. And it's right here at, yeah, you can see that support level. It's pretty clear at $29.80 US cents. A spike down below 31 is okay. I just don't want to see it close anywhere below 31 for the month of May. So that's what I'm looking for at the moment, but it is so good to see it over the 31 mark at the moment. Post a comment below. Let me know what do you think the silver price is going to do in the next few days and weeks, etc. And we will be talking about the dumbest bet that I've ever made to do with silver in just a second with someone on this channel who's probably watching right now. So that was gold, that was silver. Let's take a quick look at platinum. Okay, good old platinum. Let's take a look at platinum. We've opened the week, we spiked above and we closed the week above. This is interesting now. Platinum, as you know, I have not been getting excited about platinum. I said I'd start getting excited when we broke. When we break this, I'm on the auto. I need to be on logarithmic. I think that's what's happening. That's why I'm on regular. There we go. Logarithmic scale, please. That's better. I said I was not going to get excited, even a little bit excited about platinum, until we broke this downtrend line right here. And we, very quick succession, we broke this one and we broke that one. So I am getting excited in all the regions. And it's interesting that we did close the week above this little level here, which I had drawn in at 1,070. That's very positive to see. But do expect, and it wouldn't be surprising if you have a breakout and then a retest. So a retest, preferably of this area, is what I want to see. I don't really want to see it go below there, but that's about the 1,040 mark. So do expect a retest. It wouldn't be surprising. And maybe the lowest I want to see is a retest of here at $990 US. But if we break here, if we break 1,040, I'm going to say, this could be a fake out and could be flirting with us again. But if we don't, then the final hurdle is $1,115 US, as I've said for a long time, but this is for the new subscribers. If when we get to 1,115 and we close a month above it, so if we close the month of May, close the month of June or whatever, we close above it on a monthly time frame, to me, that is, holy moly, we are in bull platinum territory for platinum bull territory, bull market for platinum, and we're going to see much, much higher prices. It's the start of something big for platinum. But many people have been calling it below here. Of course, you can call it lower. You can always call it lower, but I'm looking for the weight of evidence. And for me, that 1,115 level right here, sorry, I know I'm moving around the screen, is a key Fibonacci level right there. And if you look on the monthly, very much so, it's a key Fibonacci. So that's that level right here. See that 1,117, I think technically. Call it around that area right here. That's at the 0.236 from the old high back in 2008 and the old low down here. I discount the low of March 2020 because that was a spike and we all know what happened there. I don't count that. Probably foolish, maybe foolish, but I think the Fibonacci levels line up much, much better when you discount the little spike because it's a black swan event. It's an anomaly. You could see it was kind of finding this support level at that 750. And if it wasn't for the thing that happened in March of 2020, you would have seen that spike down. Why would it have? Because it was a black swan event. So this is why this level here, look at that, 1,115, 1,117. If that holds above, closes the month, any month, above there, that says, oh man, we are just ready and raring to go. To at least, well, we'll talk about that later on. I'll tease you with that. Where could we go to? Where's the next high for platinum if we are in a bull market? We'll talk about that at another time. And I've given you the areas lower that I need to see it hold, specifically 1,040. I preferably want to see that hold. That's gold, that's silver, that is platinum. Quick comments, and then we will talk about the dumbest bet I've ever made. Right here, let's see, any people, we'll do some shout outs. Oh, interesting. Again, I love that you're talking about this. Oh, we've got some new people too. Fantastic. Let's do some quick shout outs. Look at the chat here. This is amazing. Hi, Dizzy. Hi, everyone. Mark Florida says, he's talking about this thing from before. If you just skip to the time code, Mark Florida man was saying, do I think silver prices will do something interesting with the China inventory drop? So I asked him for some more info on that. Silver inventories in the Chinese version of the COMEX. Okay, so it's a inventory drop. Read somewhere very recently about significant reductions flowing out of the Chinese exchanges. Very interesting. Question would be, why are they flowing out? Are they flowing out because their version of the COMEX is selling it themselves? Or do they have, and I don't know this, maybe you can tell me, do they have a version of the delivery system that the COMEX does, buy a certain amount of contracts and then you can call for the physical delivery of it, paying the charges and the fees and all that sort of stuff. So is it because the COMEX, the Chinese COMEX, is selling it themselves? But I mean, if they would be selling it, then the price would be, we've seen the price rising. So is it because that the Chinese citizens are looking to take physical hold of it? Could that be why? If you have some more info on that, Florida man, then let me know. Interesting. So Mark Florida says that. Quick shout outs, and then we'll do the dumbest bet that I've ever made. Significant amounts flowing out of. Living Adam Man says, GMS, happy days. Happy days are here again. Pete Repeat says, Mark, maybe they had to sell silver to cover the tons of gold that they are importing. Great point. So hedging as such. Hope everyone is well. Tony Peterson says, I wonder how much metal the COMEX really has available. That's a very, very good point. Anything else? Diamond, we have a new welcome, Diamonds Progler, Living Forever. That's the world's longest YouTube name, but that's okay. Hello there, Down Under. Great videos. Can you run through the buying opportunity scenario type thing for a few ounces of gold or so someday? Well, first off, welcome to the channel. I think you probably found us on Reddit. Welcome. And welcome to all the Reddit people from Wall Street Silver and Silver DGen Club. Love your work, people. So welcome to the channel. Everyone gather around diamonds. We need to what we do in Australia here is we abbreviate everything. So we have to give you an abbreviation for the GMS family. So Great Videos, can you run through the buying a property scenario type thing for a few ounces of gold or so? Someday. Yes, I can do that. So one day I will. I won't do it today because it wasn't my topic. But I can go through I can look at the gold or silver to average property prices ratio. So, how many ounces of gold did it used to take to buy your average priced home, and how much does it take now, and where's that ratio? I'll look into that, see if I can do that for you. Cool. So stick around, subscribe to the channel because it might not happen tomorrow, but I will get to it. Maybe it's this week. Quite possibly. So thanks for that recommendation. I'd love to do it. Pete Repeat says, I heard 1 ounce of silver to 396 as the COMEX ratio. Yeah, that's right. Interesting. All right. But you guys are talking amongst yourselves and I love it. So I'm going to talk about now, I'll get rid of this. And I'm going to talk about, let me go back here. All right. Time code. You want to hear the dumbest bet I've ever made? Let's synchronize Slurp to that one. 3, 2, 1. Sorry you missed it live. I caught you out. But the dumbest bet I've ever made, and the person I made that bet with is on this channel right now. I don't even know what I was thinking. And technically it hasn't happened yet. So let me set the stage. Last week, I think it was, me and Tony Peterson right here made a bet that, and I don't remember how this came about. We were talking about the silver price, and we're talking about I was talking about how silver I thought would top out at around about, and I'm still holding to it, around about the 37 to 40 US dollar mark in 2024. And then Tony said something about $48, and I'm like, $48? No, I don't. I think that's, I think that's a bit of a stretch. $48. And I also think we were talking about 48 Australian dollars. And even then when I had Australian, not US dollars, but Australian dollars in my head, I went, yeah, I don't see 48 Australian dollars, this year. Sorry, Tony was talking about 48 Australian dollars by October. So she said, I think 48 Australian dollars silver per ounce by October. And I went, all right, well, I'm a contrarian. I'll take that bet. And so I said, do you want to bet? She goes, I'll bet you a silver kangaroo. I was like, no worries, I'll bet you a silver kangaroo. We virtually shook hands on the thing. And so that's a bet. And then it hasn't gotten there yet, but I want that dumb bet. Dumb bet. This is the thumbnail. Ready? I have to do it. It'll come out that way. Will it come? No, it's an L. We're looking for an L. Dumb bet. Maybe that's the thumbnail. World's dumbest bet. The price, look where the price has gone. So let's show you right here. I don't know what I was thinking. I really don't. Tony, you haven't won this bet yet because technically we were talking about this particular pricing. Where are we? Silver in Australian dollars. $41.10. $47.10. What? What was I thinking? What was I on at the time? Was I thinking in USD? Was I thinking, Tony, that you were talking about US dollars? So I thought, no chance, 48 US. We're not going to break new all-time. We're not going to make new all-time highs in silver and US dollars in 2024. Was I thinking that? I don't think I was, though. I just think for some reason I didn't think we'd hit 48 Australian dollars by October of this year. And I don't know what I was thinking. And this was before the run, though, I think. This was, where were we? I think we were maybe around about here where we came up to that $46 mark. Maybe that's what I was thinking of. And then we came back to test here at that $40 mark. That wasn't even there. That was at the start of, this is the 3rd of May. So we must have been around this area of that 43, 44, where I said, yeah, no, probably not 48 by October of this year. Dumbest bet ever. And I think you must have known that was the world's dumbest bet because you were like on it, Tony. You were like, I'm taking this bet. for a silver kangaroo, and you even offered a more of a rare silver kangaroo as well from the 2015 edition, which had like only 300,000 that were minted. But look at this. Now, technically, we haven't hit it, so you haven't won yet, Tony. But I think in the next few days or weeks, you're going to win this easy. Look at this. So we technically on this one, we had a high of 47.19, and then today we've got up to $47.20 Australian dollars per silver ounce. So, Tony, you've probably got it in the bag, mate. So let me go back here. Literally, the world's dumbest bet. I don't know what I was thinking. Completely wrong, and we're probably going to hit it. Unless something happens, you never know. I could win, but no, I think you got it in the bag, mate. So I'm going to say a pre-congratulations to you. It hasn't happened yet. So, but I'll be starting to package up my silver kangaroo really, really soon. So world's dumbest bet I ever made. That's the topic. That's the topic done. I don't have to talk about anything else except talking with my GMS family. So hit the big red subscribe button to join. Join the GMS family because we are the winning team and everybody wants to be part of the winning team, including you get the synchronized slurp. We'll do another one at the end. And again, once again, welcome to all the new subscribers. We're at the 40-minute mark. I'm going to start to round this off. We'll do last comments and then some shout outs, some comments. We'll talk about some stuff and then you can get on your merry way. World's dumbest bet. All right, so let's go back. We'll talk about the dumbest bet thing right here because Tony might be talking about it. Here we go. Oh, yeah, here we go. Woman's intuition. Look, it was great. It was a great call. I just don't know what I was thinking. We're only a few dollars off from 48 Australian dollars. What did I have in my head? I don't know. Had too much hairspray in the hair that morning? I don't know what's going on. Anyway, you pretty much got it in the bag, mate. So let's go back. We're going to do a whole bunch of comments here. And this is what I love about the GMS family is we talk about the gold, silver, platinum analysis. We talk a mini topic. I've done that already. And then we just get to shoot the breeze. So we'll do that really quickly and then we'll get out of here because you've got stuff to do and I've got stuff to do too, including speaking to clients. As again, I help people launch and grow YouTube channels. So I've got clients to deal with today. I've got videos to make for my Instagram channel, free content and all that sort of stuff about how to grow businesses through YouTube. Let's go here. Everything has its limits. You may be right. We did the shout out there. Okay. Shout out to everyone. Get around CT. Good evening from Texas. G'day. I think I've got my first Texan viewer. So the Lone Star State. Why do I know so much about America? I think this is the funny thing. It's a very mini. It's not a rant. It's just a mini observation about. I lived in America, so I lived in New York City, Manhattan. I lived in Queens. I lived in New Jersey for a bit, just right on the border of the Hudson River. So just literally just across the river from Manhattan City, from New York City. Anyway, I lived in America for a while, and what I've learned is over time is, and this is not a bash on you wonderful American people, but I have learned that over time that because the rest of the world, we get a lot of American shows over the years from a kid, all the TV shows and all that sort of stuff. So we tend to know a lot more about America than America knows about Australia. And I'll just talk about America and Australia, for example. So that's why, I just happen to know because of television. I know that, Texas is the Lone Star State. I know that Mark Florida, there's a whole thing about Florida Man. You know what I mean? I know we just tend to know more. So the Lone Star State is, of course, and of course, Chuck Norris, the Walker, Texas Ranger. So CT, g'day. Welcome to the show. Tony Peterson says, I think a new floor is being tested for stability. Yep. Welcome. And we've already done the welcome to CT. Is it just me? Yes. Living Adam says, is it just me or is everyone more chirpy? Yes, we are. And you know why we are. It's because the silver price is up and we're going through the cycle and we're going to go through the cycle again. It'll go to a peak and then it might drop from here and we're going to have days. There's going to be some red days and there'll be some red weeks coming. And we're all going to be like this. I don't want to talk about silver and gold. I don't want to do the synchronized slurp because I'm depressed. Because my holdings have, gone way up, but then they've gone back down. So we're all going to go through that cycle, I'm sure. But we're in the good cycle and we're having fun. So That's why we're all chirpy. Buyers are thin in the ground at the moment due to the fear of the price reverting lower. Yeah, okay. Now, Tony would know this because Tony does sell some silver herself as well. A lot of the Silver Shield stuff Tony does. I'm just plugging everyone today. And, of course, head over to perthbullion.com.au, Perth Bullion Exchange, because they are my preferred dealer. A jump in spot brings out the infrequent private sellers. Yep, that's yep. And also David Williams, g'day David, says also profit taking. Yeah, absolutely. There's been a lot of that recently, hasn't there? We've seen on the forums, silver's jumped up to this area, and there's like, so I want to sell 10 ounces of silver, selling 10 ounces of silver to make these little things, these little profits. And it's like, that's okay. If you need to make some profit because you've got stuff to do, you've got things to pay for, but you're a stacker because you're stacking, right? Yeah, I know everyone still expects the same old. Yes, there is the fear of what's happened before. And I will do another that'll be another topic maybe, I think. Technical show a lot of support and natural breakout. I do agree with that. So there was a comment on one of my Good Morning Stackers, Gold and Silver Stackers Australia forum posts saying that this, and I'll do a video on this, I'll do a topic on this, that this peak here, is it reminiscent of the 2011 peak and the 1980 peak? And no. The short answer is no, this is not reminiscent of that. But there is that fear of, it's gone up so high, this is it. So that fear of it. So I do agree there is fear. Once the higher spot appears as the new normal, FOMO will set in. Yes, and for me, that's at that $31 mark. If it closes 31, I'm like, new normal, we're in. Wait another 6 months, friends, and then hopefully $50 silver. Yes, that's probably around about that kind of time frame. See, I'm more 37 to 40 by the end of this year. Probably no, I don't think we hit 50. I don't think we hit new all-time highs in 2024. But who the hell am I? So I could be completely wrong. Collect Silver says, are they using it all for industry? That could be the China thing you're talking about. Solar panels being produced and other tech. I have no idea. Do I have a message? Let me just see if I have a message from... There we go. Got it. You get to know what it is live. So, very quickly, people, you get to know what the special is. You're the special people who get to know what the special is from Perth Bullion Exchange live. Today's special of their 30 days of specials is going to be... it's not up yet, but it will be. We're going to do the Achilles round for $2.50 off, meaning it's $6.50 over spot. Okay, that's good. So I think maybe it's not up because the word special is not there. So we'll type in Achilles. Let's have a look. Is it up yet? I might just have to refresh the screen. No, okay. All right, so let's refresh the screen. Sorry, people. No, it's not up yet, but it's going to be. It will be up the Achilles round, silver round for $2.50 off spot, which is going to be which will be $6.50 Australian dollars over spot price for the special. So look out for that. Head to perthbullion.com.au. I didn't even share the screen. God damn it. That's what I meant to do. Sorry, gang. So once again, head over to perthbullion.com.au, type in special, and then if it's up, it's up. If it's not up, it's just not up yet. But it will be up really, really soon. It's probably going to be up at 9 a.m., so probably in about 10 or 11 minutes. All right, back to the comments, and then we'll get out of here. I know you've got stuff to do, and so do I. I'd rather buy a wooden nickel than paper silver ETF. I'd rather buy a wooden nickel, than paper silver ETFs. It's a game of musical chairs. Yeah, we all know that. That's for sure. Now, interestingly, and we'll talk about this too as well. We will talk about miners eventually. I'm bullish silver miners. Looking into it, it's going to be a big bull market in the miners. Yep. So if we are in a confirmed bull market, $31 for me personally, that hurdle, the silver miners tend to go higher in percentage gain than the metal itself. So it could be really good for the miners coming up. Miners have been doing quite well recently as well, but it could be even better. In my opinion, you're making another bet? Hey, in my opinion, on New Year's Eve, we will look back, at 45 Australian dollars as cheap. Yeah, that could very well be true. I'm not going to argue with you this time, Tony, because you've probably won this bet. Time will tell. Yeah, of course. Again, right on point, Tony. I completely agree. When it's 75 Australian dollars, it will. Yeah, will it matter to you that you paid today's price, or pull the shallow pull back to increase the position? Will $2 matter? We're arguing, not arguing, but we're worrying about $2 moves in the spot price when we hope eventually that's going to be 75 Australian dollars, 100 Australian dollars, 100 US dollars eventually. You don't argue with them. Don't wait for the right exact time. You dollar cost average in. Buy when you can afford. Buy when you have the spare cash to buy. And don't worry too much about holding your dry powder and, it's definitely going to dip, because what if it doesn't? Right? Now, same thing on the selling side of things, though. You know, if you're in profit and silver's at wherever you wanted it to be, roughly, you've got to learn to sell as well. You've got to learn to go, you've got to learn to not go, I think it's going to get to 100. It's definitely going to get to 100 or 150 or whatever your mark is. And what if it doesn't? So you dollar cost average out of your metals as well. Don't forget to sell. If you think selling is the thing to do, unless you think we go down the track where you might just use your metal as collateral against other things, that's a whole other scenario. Alan says, it blows my mind how silver has moved. I remember buying at 38 and thinking that was expensive. Yes, I remember buying at the quick story, not the quick, I won't give you the long story, quick story. Yeah, quick story. When I was buying silver originally, I spent about 3 months researching it. In that time, silver went from 14, 15 US dollars to 25, 26 US dollars in that 3 month period. And I was like, dang, I should have bought it 14, 15, but I just started my journey. So I got in at my first lot. I got in at 25, 26 US dollars back in 2010, September of 2010, I think it was, around that area. But you know, look where we are now. So what does it matter? You know, I went through that journey though, as well as you all did, with the peak and the trough and all that. But yeah, don't sweat the small moves. If the FOMO hits, it may be closer to 100. Now, because you're from Texas, you're talking 100 USD, especially after the US presidential election. CT, if you did not watch the video, the live stream from last week sometime, go back and watch it. I can't put a link to it now because we're live, but it was, is Trump good for gold and silver? Is a Trump win for good for gold and silver? So after this live stream, go back and watch a couple of previous live streams. You'll see the title, is Trump win good for gold and silver? I did talk about that. And I've talked about the different scenarios where it might be and might not be. March is traditionally low for silver and traditionally rises in October. Yep. Okay. Last Friday was the buy signal, in my opinion, on silver. I'm not, that's the 31, the close. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. CT says, thank you for technical analysis. You're welcome. That's what I'm here for. I do this every single weekday. So you get week daily technical analysis, gold, silver, usually platinum as well, gold to silver ratio. And then we do a topic of some kind. It could be looking at different ratios. It could be any kind of topic, news and events, etc. Living Adam Man says, I remember when we balked at 27 per capsuled PM coin. Yeah, exactly. It seems crazy now. Remember, I paid X, Y, I paid X amount for stuff, 40 years. Buy stocks. Welcome, Buy Stocks, to the channel. Please subscribe to the channel. And 40 years I waited for this. Okay, so you're talking about the peak in the 80s. So I haven't seen your further comments below, but are you suggesting that, and you don't say anything you don't want to, but are you saying that potentially you bought in the 80s at the peak, the Hunt brothers peak, the 79, 80s, and now 40 years later it's finally coming, you've ridden the wave of the dip? Is that what you're talking about? David says, I paid over $50 last week for koalas. Yeah, $50 Australian. Again, the US people won't get this. Well, you get it because the Australian dollar floats against the US dollar. In Australian dollars, to buy retail, silver retail now, most of it's over 50 Australian dollars at the moment. You're talking 51, 52, 53, higher for some more premium coins. To give you an example, and yes, sorry gang, I'm going to plug it. So I am going to plug, but just so you know, it's massive plug time here. Just so you know, there is still, let's have a look. 1 ounce. Yeah, and it's in your 50s. Yep. It is in, you can still get it in your early 50s right here for silver from Perth Bullion Exchange with free shipping if you buy over certain quantities. But yeah, look, you're looking at, your 55s, your 58s, your $60 for your Perth Mint Wedgetail Eagles, for example. $55 for Scottsdale stuff. And if there's buyback silver, it might be potentially, if there's buyback silver in here. No, there's no buyback silver anymore. That must have possibly have, I don't know if actually they have, might have all sold out actually. Quite possibly the buyback stuff. Let's take a look at the first page. But yeah, it's all over $50, people. You've got buyback kilo bars, and your cheapest 52.41. Your cheapest 1 ounce silver. Now here we are, even here, 1 ounce buyback. You're not going to find it cheaper in this market at the moment, unless you're buying from someone privately and they're looking for a really screaming good deal and they're selling at spot or something. But 1 ounce silver, even 1 ounce buyback silver, pre-owned secondary market silver, is over $50 now as well. So good luck finding anything, particularly, this is Perth Bullion Exchange and they do the best prices at the moment. Good luck finding anything under $50 for 1 ounce silver from a major Australian bullion dealer. Okay, not talking about selling privately on forums and all that kind of stuff. And then get this. If you buy, I'm going to pop this in. I'm going to buy 20. If I add 20 of these, look what happens. Free shipping. You buy 20 buyback ounces of silver, you get free shipping. Anyway, I know I harp on it, but come on, man. Perth Bullion Exchange are just really kicking goals here. So we've got so many comments. This is great. Buystock says, bought a kilo monkey on Saturday for $9.95 American. Wow. Tony says, congrats. Patience is a virtue. Yes. Yep, absolutely. $6. Yes, $6 in the late 1990s is what you got in at. Oh my God, did you? Is that what you're saying you bought? Don't tell me you bought $6 in the late 1990s. I will bow down to you forever. 34 to 36 soon. Yeah, quite possibly. All right, good job to everyone, says Buystocks. Thanks for popping on the channel. We really, really appreciate it. I started buying in earnest at 22 AUD. Great stuff. I don't remember what AUD was at the time when I bought, but mine was 25, 26 USD. I don't remember. I'll have to look back what it was in Australian dollars. David Williams says, yeah, silly time to bail now unless you have held for a long time. Yeah, if it's been a big opportunity cost and there's, other stuff you want to do, yeah, you've got to sell out of your metals when you want to do other stuff, buy property and whatever. Pete repeats, says, never sell unless you're in the SHIT. Let's see. More comments and then we're going to get out of here, people. Tony says, platinum is a wise buy in my opinion. I'd buy platinum before I'd buy gold. I think I would agree with that. We resonate very, very well, you and me, Tony. Resonate with the Silver Shield stuff and pricing and things, although you're going to win that $48 bet. But yes, I think for me, until it's over that 1,115 hurdle in platinum, then I will agree with you. I'm just not over that platinum just yet. Buystock says, I sold to the Hunt brothers. They have a shop 20. History in the making. Look at this guy. Buystock says, I sold metal to the Hunt brothers back in the 80s. It must be. They have a shop 20 minutes from me. Is this back in the 80s, or they still have it? Do they have or they had a shop, or they have a shop? I don't think they're around now, are they? The Hunt brothers. Let's see. You're talking about just little comments. Great. And here we go. Last comment for the day, I think. Worked in a warehouse. 55-gallon drum of silver was going. Worked in a warehouse. 55-gallon drum of silver was going to the Hunt brothers. We were trying to do the math on it. Oh my God. He says 1982 or 1983, he thinks. That's amazing. Mate, ladies and gentlemen, GMS family, we have someone who was in the silver game, in that kind of thing, around the Hunt brothers time of the, trying to corner the market in 79 and 80 and all that. That's awesome. Someone on my live channel of my small channel, which I started 1 month ago, 219 subscribers as of this morning, a Hunt Brother OG, not a Hunt Brother, but a Hunt Brother era OG is in the house watching my show live. It's great to have you on. Buy Stocks. Now, interesting, your name is Buy Stocks, but, you know, it was in the 80s I sold, and they are still open. Wow, you sold metal to the Hunt Brothers in the 80s. That's cool. Anyway, and they're still open. Very, very interesting. All right. Buy Stocks, thanks for joining the channel. Thanks for everyone for joining the channel. We've cracked the 1 hour mark, the first 1 hour Good Morning Stackers show, because we're just having so much fun. Okay, you got stuff to do. I've got things to do. We've got to get on with our day. So please, thank you so much for joining. You'll get another one, of course, tomorrow. Gold, silver, platinum analysis, a topic of the day. Don't know what it's going to be because it may not have happened yet. But grab your tasty beverage. Whatever tasty beverage that is, it's up to you. I don't care. I don't judge. Just take care of your health, people, because you want to be around for a long time to see this silver dominance come into play. So thank you to Reddit. Thank you to the GMS family. Join the GMS family by hitting the big red subscribe button. You know what to do. We are the winning team. It's more winning. Join the winning team because you love to win. And my name is Joe Main. Thank you so much for watching the last synchronized slurp here in 3, 2. Tony Pearson says, I'll send you a 2015 Kanga for show and tell. As I just self-promos. Thank you, mate. I appreciate it for promos. Lovely, gang. Take care. Stay safe. Stay informed. Keep stacking. And see you tomorrow.